It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Get up, cash your tickets and bet on. What's going on, everybody? It is the DadBodd podcast, episode number 103. I am the host with the most guns picks. Joined with me, as always, to my right, if you're watching this on YouTube, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the Bud Latte drinker himself.
For now.
Yeah. Sitting on location, either at the Bahamas Bowl or in Florida. You decide. Lockbest.net. What's going on, my friend?
Guns picks. Gunsy. Hell of the last 7 days since we last spoke.
Ooh.
A little Thanksgiving action. We were talking sides. We were talking entrees. We were talking everything underneath the sun. What's up exactly? How are you? Do you know exactly? He seems like a good guy.
He is a good guy. I've seen him in a lot of the live feeds that we do here.
Yeah.
On the
Well, shout out
YouTube
exactly.
Channel.
This is for you. This is the last Bud Latte until we switch over, and this Hawaiian shirt makes a little bit more sense. But at the very least, December 1st, fall is officially over. Okay. Something about the winter. We like the winter, Guns. Don't we like the winter a little bit or no?
It is sweater season, that's for sure. Maybe hoodie season. The bevies do hit a little bit different in the wintertime. You go a little bit heavier, a little bit more stout.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the direction I would go. And a lot of slow cookers, a lot of stews, a lot of chowders, a lot of that's the direction that you go. But we're here to talk about football, right? We're here to talk about Thursday night football hits tonight. And we finally have a great Thursday night football game, divisional game versus it is the Buffalo Bills going on the road into Foxborough Stadium to go play my New England Patriots. The line on this one that I saw before we came online, this was +4 towards the Patriots, the home dog. And the total was right around 44, 45. Lock bets. Any thoughts on this game? What do you think?
Okay, so it's tough for me, okay? This is tough for me because Josh Allen has changed a bit. Since he got injured versus the New York Jets, God rest his arm, his shoulder's been a little bit different, right? And the New York Jets, they keep coming up because the New York Jets got held to 0 offensive points versus the Patriots. So now we're thinking that the big old Patriots combined with Josh Allen's shoulder could be a little match made in heaven, right? It's a home dog. A lot of narratives to get behind. Mac Jones coming off his best game as a pro, I think, did very well versus the Vikings. I get it flat out. But I have strong feelings with my beloved first half. My beloved first half bet. If you want to break down stats against first half teams, we're looking at one team that's 24th in the league in scoring in the first half. And then we have one team that is number 1. We have this game got steamed down from the original line. The original line was about 5.5, got all the way down to 3.5. Now you're saying it's back to 4. And the halftime spread basically sat still. All right. At one point, I saw the Patriots at 3, +3, first half +3. The writing is on the wall. The warning signs are out there. My beloved first half bet. I'd be a fool if I told you not to take the Buffalo Bills. First half -3. I hate that number of getting it at 3, but I love this first half play. Love the first half mentality with Josh Allen. Also, it's going to be a little chilly. Okay, a little chilly out in Patriotsville. Look for Josh Allen he's the best scrambler next to obviously the elite fellas like Lamar and Hurts. But other than them, I mean, Josh Allen loves to scramble. I like Josh Allen to be scrambling all night tonight. I love his over 25 rushing yards. But first half, -3, +100. Book it for me. I personally have 2 units. With that being said, though, Guns, I'm ready for the floor for you. Tell me your piece. Bring me to church. Bring us all to church.
Well, let's hope that first half cashes for you. I will beg for that. However, I need the game to run for the Patriots because I got Patriots +4 for 2 units. But I want to talk about this a little bit. You talked about Josh Allen. He's got the elbow problem. He's dropping elbows like the Macho Man wearing these glasses, doing it in a game after an interception. His accuracy is off, and it showed as far as the game strategy is concerned. They've been running the ball a little bit more. If you're going to go and beat the Patriots, that's what you have to do, obviously. So we'll see how that goes as far as the game is concerned. But you have Buffalo coming off back-to-back wins at Cleveland and Detroit, all played at Detroit, by the way. And then you have New England coming off kind of an egregious finish there Thursday Night Football versus Minnesota 33-26, plus 55 net yards for the game for them in that spot. Key to this game is going to be New England's defense. They're ranked 4th in defensive yards per game overall, only giving up 308 yards per game, 10th in rushing, only giving up 4.2 yards per game, 6th against the pass, only giving up 6 yards per attempt. So you got to look at New England's defense at home. They are so much better at home than they are away. 264 yards per game to their opponents, 130 yards per game passing with a 16.9% sack rate. That is the Judon Pew and getting those sacks ready to go. They also only give up 18.
Again real quick. Can you just do that one more time?
I just don't want to move the camera too much.
I think it was like pew, pew,
pew. But they only give up 18 points per game too. So take that into consideration if you're looking at the total. Also, Buffalo has played very flat since the Jets game where he allegedly got hurt. Your Jets, by the way. Last 4 games, only a +2 point differential, plus 12 net yards. We talked about the Allen injury, but you look at New England in the last 4 games, they're actually playing really well. +7 point differential, plus 57 net yards. And it's also, if you want to look at the revenge factor in this one, it's a major revenge game. You saw what last time these two teams met. They met in the AFC wild card in Buffalo, and New England got their asses handed to them 47-17 in Buffalo. So Buffalo is also 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games, while New England is 6-2 against the spread in their last 8. Got to be rolling with my boys on this one. You're getting them at +4. You're getting them over a key number of 3. I'm not saying that New England's going to pull out the victory. I'm just going to say they're covering the spread. So this is a 2-unit play for me. Give me New England +4. 2-unit special. And that is the play for tonight.
Wow. And you know what? I will say the second half for the Bills stinks. The second half, the Bills regress and get right back down to the Patriots level. So let's have a fucking night. I'm going to have a few Vivas in a little bit. We're going to finish this podcast. And hey, you know what? Maybe we both can win. Both get a little scratch on the belly. But it is a very sharp play, the Patriots, from what I hear. I have a few connections, a few people I DM on the side. And they've been telling me the larger bets that they've been seeing all on the Patriots.
That's right. Speaking of Viva, though. Yeah. Speaking of Viva, because you brought that up. I know you just got your fresh shipment coming in via the U.S. Postal Service. So let's talk about Viva for 1 second, and then we'll talk about the NFL slate this week. This podcast is sponsored by Viva Tequila Seltzers. That's right, folks. The DadBods podcast is sponsored by Viva Tequila Seltzers. Viva Tequila Seltzers is a refreshing and drinkable hard seltzer, 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations as it was created with the active lifestyle in mind. Viva flavors their tequila because flavor is the spice of life, and they like their drinks with a little bit of a kick, just like they like to live their lives. Viva flavors pair perfectly with their artisanal Blanco tequila for a subtle and refreshing drink. Their belief is to live long, live well, and live it up. Hashtag Viva Up. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at Viva Seltzers. And you can also order their stuff online as well if you go to vivaseltzer.com. Very delicious drink, and they should be in stores near you pretty damn soon because they are moving across the country. All right. NFL week number 13. Quite a slate of games. We're getting down the nitty gritty. We're trying to find out who are the contenders, who are the pretenders. Looking at the 1 o'clock slate. So moving down the board here, you have a lot of divisional games. That's for sure. I want to talk about one non-divisional spot here that I just kind of briefly looked at, and I want to talk about it. The Steelers versus the Falcons. Steelers coming off a great Monday Night Football win by 7 points. You have the Falcons coming off a dramatic loss to the Washington Commanders at the goal line, no less, because they tried to pull a Seattle Seahawks a la let's throw the ball and not give it to Marshawn type of deal. Interception in the end zone. Any thoughts on this game at all? I mean, what do you think about the Steelers going to Atlanta?
I think all along the Steelers have been waiting for TJ Watt to get back. Their defense is completely different with him back on the field. Completely different. On the flip side, the Falcons have horrible quarterback play lately. Maybe I'm judging them on the full game that I witnessed versus the Panthers in the rain. Is that fair? Probably not. Right. But you can't win in the NFL. I'm sorry. You cannot win in the NFL when you play a good defense with a mediocre quarterback. It's going to be a rule I live by for the rest of my life. Good defense versus a mediocre quarterback. It doesn't work. With that being said, this personally is a game it doesn't check a ton of boxes. If I had a lean, I would take the hot hand with the Steelers. They're playing very efficient defense. Najee Harris is out, I believe. That could be news.
Yes, I know he was out in the game, but I don't know what his official status is for this game. Right?
Yeah, this is a game that I personally would put in the pit of misery. Give us an angle though, because you know what, I came unprepared for that one.
Yeah. I mean, the only angle I can give you is how the Atlanta Falcons performed at home. Plus 3-point differential at home, minus 33 net yards. When you look at the Steelers, minus 11-point differential, minus 87 net yards. Granted, you know, they had to deal with a bulk of the season without TJ Watt, like you just mentioned there. So take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. You know, they just came off a Monday Night Football win, so they're going to be with less rest versus the Atlanta Falcons here. And the Atlanta Falcons losing the way they did versus a really good Washington Commanders team that are red hot right now. I think that kind of may play, carry over into this game a little bit. So you may have a pissed off Falcons team going against a team that is actually beatable from not maybe from the defensive standpoint, but maybe from the offensive standpoint. You can really take advantage of a young quarterback making mistakes. It's one of those spots that, you know, you have the Falcons as a small dog, but it's not really like a big dog. I wish this line was a little bit higher, maybe like at a +3 or a +4 or something like that. That would make it a little bit more flavorful for me to take the Falcons. But it's nothing that I would be on consistently. I think we need to see a little bit more of a sample size with TJ Watt in the lineup. I mean, since he's been back, they're 2-1 straight up. So maybe that was the ingredient they're missing, and then the progression of Kenny Pickett as he goes along with the season. But missing a key part of the running game, that's going to hurt them as well. Nothing that I'm on personally. I'm going to let this one slide.
No.
Speaking of injury concerns, just want to briefly talk about this one. So you have the Packers going against the Bears.
Yes.
This game to me, is Justin Fields playing one, and is Aaron Rodgers playing two, or are we going to have the backup bowl with whoever I don't know,
Jordan Love,
Peterman.
Jordan Love, then no, there's another guy.
It's Trevor Siemian.
Siemian,
but
who
so
absolutely looked like he should have stayed retired or stayed.
He looked like Peterman.
Yeah,
he looked like he played like
there
Peterman.
was an identity crisis because Siemian looked like Peterman. Okay, Peterman always just tends to play like Siemian. Probably the same people. Imagine the line is backup for the Bears with Justin Fields as being like this prolific next generation of quarterback.
Yep.
And then being the backup, the scout team quarterback is literally like the good old boys of the NFL, Peterman and fucking Siemian.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I think at least I'll go first on this one. So my perspective on this one, I think this is one of those lines that you don't have to buy it early. You can just kind of wait if you have any interest in this game. But what I saw out of Love last week when they took Rodgers out of the game kind of showed me something. Showed me he's showing a little bit more maturity, showing a little bit more growth. So I would like to see him in a full-blown starting game before I actually want to even put any investment in him. But if Justin Fields plays in this game, the most electric mobile quarterback in the league right now, maybe as far as his running game is concerned, definitely. But the Packers always have the Bears number. It seems like the Packers always figure out a way to beat them. But it's usually when it's Aaron Rodgers taking the snaps. It's not when Love is taking the snaps. So, yeah, this is one of those
for sure out. No.
No, he said he's willing to sit. All I saw was like if they want to bench him, he's willing to sit because I mean he's dealing with a rib injury, he's dealing with a broken thumb, he's completely banged up all to God knows what. So if he's saying that he wants to sit and rest, then I don't, and he's not complaining about it.
I tell you what though, Gunn, doesn't that give you a little bit of a vibe like when your wife or significant other says like, hey,
no, go ahead, don't play me. Yeah.
You know what? Hey, you know what? Just I asked you to get the groceries, but listen, don't get it. Sit down, relax. Okay, I'll get it. Right? It's a test. Like imagine Aaron Rodgers actually truly believing in his head that he doesn't want to play. He's more so probably telling his young buck of a coach, oh, really? I'm making $35 million this year. Really? You want to sit me? You think you have the best chance of winning with sitting me? Go for it.
Well, or the other direction is my thumb is really hurting and my ribs hurt. It's hard to breathe. That's the other direction you could take with that as well.
Right.
All right, I'm skipping the Jags and the Lions game because I think I mean honestly I look at that line and it's razor sharp. I try to find an angle to go with the Lions, but I can't. The only angle I can find with that one is you have the Lions off a real close loss on Thanksgiving. You have the Jaguars coming into overtime and it was at overtime. No, it was like a last minute touchdown or something like that. But beating a good Ravens team, but I don't know. That one just seems too sharp, and you're not really getting any value on that line. This game I do like, though.
Okay.
Your Jets are going on the road with a newfound spirit of glory, knowing that they could potentially have an offense.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And they're going on the road to go play what I consider a fraudulent what are they? 9-2 football team, in my opinion.
9-2?
They are 9-2. 9-2. 5-1 at home. This game I'm very interested in, but I'll start with you before I go into my spiel.
I start my spiel with every spiel I've ever started with South Carolina or the New York Jets. I am cursed for life for my teams. Okay. That's why God gave me the power to gamble for the rest of my life. Because
hey, you just beat Clemson. Congratulations.
Thank you. I wanted to get that dagger out there. I didn't ask for much this weekend.
And you beat Tennessee the week before. So congratulations to that as well.
Yeah. And is it official? South Carolina, Notre Dame?
Not the projections that I've seen is Mississippi State, Notre Dame in the Gator. But we'll see. We'll see.
You never know. But with that being said, I mean, every report I've been seeing reports from like assistant coaches on the Jets saying like Mike White would be the scout team quarterback and the defense would literally tell the coaches that Mike White was better than the opponent. That's how good he has been prepping this defense. I mean, The Jets defense is unreal this year. Don't
correct.
You think that has something to do with it? Mike White has been getting these reps as a scout team quarterback mostly. And the one thing that's been lacking is Jets quarterback play. All of a sudden, our knight in shining armor comes in. He's sitting in the pocket like a Brady. He's sitting in the pocket like a Rodgers. All right. He's throwing screen passes that actually get completed. He's not throwing the ball out of bounds. He's making efficient passes. He's feeding the rock to Garrett Wilson. It actually is sickening to think what Garrett Wilson's stats would be right now if Mike White had the reins all year.
Sure.
With that being said, I'm very happy about it. I do like it. I do like the New York Jets. I like it. Because you know what? You essentially have to shut down Justin Jefferson. You have to shut him down. Well,
good luck.
Well, we have the best rookie in the NFL right now.
Sauce. You got the sauce.
You get a few safeties over the top coverage, maybe just double team the whole game. Say, you know what, go for it. I think it's a very telling line. I mean, like you said, the Vikings are at home, 9-2, playing the New York Jets with this one and done, kind of new kid on the block. Why wouldn't the line be 5? Why wouldn't the line be, 4.5? I like Jets with the points, but I am cursed for life for both teams. So I will let Guns take the reign with this. It is an unofficial lean with Jets, but usually doesn't work out for me. But Guns, take it from here, man.
I love the Jets. I love it.
Say it again.
I love the Jets. And I will explain right here. It's a perfect scenario. It's a perfect spot. Jets coming off a blowout win versus Chicago, the Bears at home, which a spot that they normally don't play well at home as a season ticket holder. You know that. 31-10. Put up a season high 466 yards of total offense plus 174 net yard average. We may see a paradigm shift in the what we value as the New York Jets. We'll see. I need to see a little bit bigger of a sample size, but Minnesota is coming off a Thursday night football win against my Patriots, 33-26, but they lost the net yards battle, minus 51 net yard average for that game. A bad play or a questionable call at the goal line where Hunter Henry did catch that. I thought his hand was underneath the ball. The officiating saw it different, and the game kind of switched on that note. But let's Minnesota, only 2 losses this season, but they only have a plus 1 point differential, minus 50 net yard average. You don't see this stuff. Them and Tennessee are those 2 teams that I'm like, or in the Giants too. I have no idea why you have an above 500 record. The Jets on the road this season, 4-1 straight up, plus 4 point differential, minus 42 net yard average. But they are 4-1 straight up because they didn't have an offense. They only put up 278 yards per game on the road. Now you have a quarterback that can throw. I will get to that in a second, but I want to talk about the Minnesota defense. They have one of the worst passing defenses in the league, if not the worst. They give up 276 yards passing to their opponents, 7.8 yards per attempt. That is dead last in the NFL. Dead last. The worst passing defense. Mac Jones, who can't pass the ball for shit, put over 300 yards passing against Minnesota on Thursday Night Football on primetime. Take that into note. But let's talk about your guy, the savior of the New York Jets potentially, Mike White, the darling of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. 22 for 28 against the Chicago Bears, 78.6% pass completion rate, 315 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 INTs. We may be able to see a quarterback that can put up some big numbers against the Minnesota Vikings here. Now, I know Minnesota has a great offense. Kirk Cousins is kind of wishy-washy this year. He's actually kind of produced with the weapons that he has, but I think it's been a little bit of a luck factor with this Minnesota Vikings team. They're playing another AFC East opponent in back-to-back weeks. I thought the Patriots should have won last week. Maybe it was the Jets' time that I was missing in this one. So I like the Jets. I got them at +3 here. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't want to take them on the money line because I'm a little bit scared, but I'll take the +3 as a 2-unit special for me. I love the Jets this week. Love them.
I tell you what, that made my day. That made my week. I love it.
I will fade as many times as I can until I lose all value. Until the value drops on the Minnesota Vikings right now.
Right.
There's like 3 teams in there. There's the Titans, the Giants, and there's the Vikings that are due for the cheese to fall off the cracker, as they say. Right. And those are the 3. So moving on across the board, we talked about a lot of this. I don't want to talk about the Broncos and Ravens. All I can say about that game is I will be there in person with my daughter because she is a Ravens fan, and I will be wearing nothing but Notre Dame shit. Okay. I'll be neutral. Browns, Texans, pass. Seahawks, Rams. You got any opinions?
No. Nope.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one either. No. I feel like I'm missing a game. I am. Yes, I want to talk about this one because you have an opinion on this one, and I have an opinion on it from a different direction. Divisional game here. The hot, red hot Washington Commanders. The city is buzzing around me. I see the maroon jerseys coming out. A lot of them a little bit offensive because I do say Redskins on them because they're old jerseys, but I consider those loyal fans. You have the Commanders going on the road playing a divisional opponent in the Giants. And if you actually look at the schedule, the Commanders play this week versus the Giants, have a bye week, and guess who they have to play the week after their bye?
The Cowboys?
The Giants. Yeah. So in 3 weeks, you're going to have 2 matchups.
Wait, what? They're going Giants by Giants?
The Commanders are. I think the Giants have
that up?
3 divisions. I don't know. The drums.
Did Jeff Bezos set that up?
He might have because he likes Amazon. I don't know. We'll see. But let's talk about this game. So you have the Giants playing at home, playing versus a divisional opponent in the Commanders. What do you think about this game?
So, Guns, we spoke about this a little bit offline, and I'm with you. I actually circled your play. I ended up going for a little bit safer. This is going to be a dogfight. It's going to be like putting a bunch of pennies and nickels in a sock and like trying to hit your brother across the head with, a rock or something. This is going to be two offenses that are up and down. But one thing that Ron Rivera does, one thing that the Redskins love doing is burning clock. Going forward on 4th and 2 and not getting it, right? Burning clock. One thing that the Giants don't have right now is any momentum. They're deflated. It's a team right now that probably could use a spark. I heard Odell Beckham was there today. He won't be there Sunday. All right. Both these teams already probably could be playoff teams. This team isn't a must win by any means, but you best believe it that both teams are going to want to go for their head. two decent defenses. Commanders playing better as of late. Giants offense has some woes. A lot of woes. Offensive line's a little depleted. I love the Commanders with momentum. I love what they're doing over there, but I truly believe Ron Rivera is going to slow this clock down. 40.5 is a great number for us to take the under 40.5. Tossing a full unit on. I already posted it in on my Action Network channel. Guns, you told me before you had a play. Is that true?
I do on this one. So I'm just giving away 2-unit plays left and right on this one, but why not? There's 4 people watching us right now. They're not going to, when I talk about the same plays on Sunday, you guys will know it, but the other, 50 to 100 that watch us on that Sunday will not. But let's talk about this game for a second. So you have Washington coming on a 3-game win streak, winning the net yards battle in 2 out of those 3 games, coming off a dramatic win against the Atlanta Falcons at home in inclement weather, I believe it was on that day. The Giants are coming off back-to-back losses. They've lost 3 out of their last 4 games after starting out red hot, including against the Thanksgiving special. 28-20 versus the Dallas Cowboys on the road, which lock bets did have the Giants at +10, I believe, or 10.5. You have the Giants 7-4 record. This is one of those teams that I think the cookie's got to crumble somewhere. The tower's going to drop on this team. -1 point differential, -24 net yard average. I always look at this all the time because I know when these teams hit these negative numbers, that means how they're ever red hot they started, it's going to catch up to them eventually. You have Washington. They're just playing better on the road than they do at home. They have a +1 point differential on the road, +19 net yard average. And you actually go and break it down a little bit further. Washington versus conference opponents, -6 point differential, -25 net yards. Bad, right? But look at the Giants, -8 point differential, -93 net yard average versus conference opponents. Both these teams haven't played each other all year. So who are the teams that they played? What? The Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, 2 of the top teams in the NFC. Now you look at the last 4 games with these 2 teams, and it's a whole different story. Washington, +7 point differential, +52 net yard average. The Giants, -7 point differential, -29 net yard average. One team is climbing up the mountain. The other one's falling off the cliff. Also, Washington 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games. Road team in between these 2 teams is 5-0 against the spread in the last 5. And the home team is 1-7 straight up in the last 8 meetings. So what you got to consider here is taking the road team in this spot, and let's revisit this thing in a couple weeks because it may be a good spot to take the Giants. We'll have to see what the line is going to be and see where the health of this team is going to be. Tyler Henneke is just running red hot for this Washington Commanders team, excuse me. And I'm taking Washington -2. Road favorite, by the way. 2-unit special.
Yeah.
Bang.
We got a little guns up.
What do you?
I love
this
that.
This is the look. Oh, I'm zooming in. Why am I
I
zooming
like that. I like that.
I don't know why. I don't know why I did that.
Oh, I like that.
I didn't do it. What are we doing here?
Guns, it's great. Keep it going.
No, look at me. Look at me. Now the camera is going wonky, folks.
Right in front of your face.
Yep. Sharky Waters Nation, 9 words lifestyle. Ride the wave or get out of the water.
Fuck.
There we go. All right. Let's go to the 4:00 games real quick. I want to talk about that, and I don't know why that camera zoomed in. So
I kind of like it, Guns. It's a new look for you.
All right, it's a new look. I'll go with it. Yeah. The 4 p.m. slate, Seattle Rams. No opinion on this one. Dolphins. You are sitting in Florida. You are a Cabana man on this one. Miami is playing the 49ers in not Miami. They are actually playing in Santa Clara, California, where the 49ers play. What are your thoughts on this one?
It's actually a no-brainer. Shanahan is going to show his little protege who is daddy.
Oh, it isn't. I forgot this is a daddy game.
It's not even going to be close. It's not going to be close.
I tip my hat and call the Yankees my daddy.
Yeah, the Dolphins have been having a great run. Absolutely fantastic. But if you know every trick in the book, you taught the book. The 49ers, in my opinion, are a top 2, top 3 team right now. So this line's pretty short, in my opinion, at home. I guess not too short, right? A 2.5 or 3 would be pretty short. Something about the 49ers has my mojo going. I'm in Miami. I have boots on the ground. I already talked to most of the players. Talked to McDaniel. Shanahan. It's going to be a daddy game. All right. I think they're clicking. They're clicking at the right time. Their defense has some bad mamma jammas. I mean, we're talking about some bad people on that team. The likes of Bosa, Warner, Greenlaw, lot of good players. Their safety is playing fantastic. And that's something that the 49ers have lacked. 49ers have always had this nice prolific offense. The defense can't stop a nosebleed. I like it. And Shanahan is going to have that defense ready to roll. Shanahan will tell that defense, what's going to happen. I mean, that's my opinion. What do you think? You got any strong feelings, Guns?
That was the direction I was going into. I don't have the statistics in front of me, but I don't want to step in the way of a 49ers team that's playing as absolute red hot as they are. However, it's, I don't know if Mike McDaniel maybe knows a few secrets in the Shanahan playbook that we aren't privy to. I think the only way that you're going to beat the Dolphins are going to beat the 49ers is through their offense. And unfortunately, you're playing a very healthy, very strong 49ers team that is just playing good football, at least defensively. I think the offense needs work. When they played the Saints last week, they did cover. It was like 13-0, but the offense did nothing for them. It was all defense. The drives that the Saints had down the field and getting into scoring position, they just completely crumbled. Whether it be a fumble or be an interception or something like that, they couldn't get the points on the board, or just going for it on 4th down and not converting. You can't do that with the Dolphins. You can't give up the yards to the Dolphins. You can't get them getting into scoring range because there's too many weapons on that team. That's a concern I have, and that's something that I'm going to study as I go into looking at the late afternoon stuff. But yeah, I mean, if I were to take a pick on this one, gun to my head, it's 49ers or pass. I'm not gonna take the Miami Dolphins on the road. Another big game on the board here is the Chiefs in a revenge spot from last year's AFC Championship, playing the Bengals in Cincinnati. Now, if you remember this game last year, it's almost deja vu city. Cincinnati getting the close victory in the 4th quarter in Cincinnati. Do you have any thoughts on this game?
Like you said, I mean, if we're going revenge spot here, you probably lean towards the Chiefs. I think I said it a few weeks ago. I think something's brewing with Joe Burrow. T. Higgins and Mixon right now, along with Burrow, they found a nice groove. Chase may or may not be back this week. I believe he is slated to come back. The line scares the living daylights out of me. I don't feel confident in backing either side, but I think you best believe that both of these offenses are going to come correct. So Guns picks to my head, I would lean the over, and I will watch with a 6-pack of beers and just be a regular fan on this one, because at the end of the day, who's going to wake up on the right side of the pillow with Burrow versus Mahomes? Chances are Mahomes will. So my lean here is Chiefs. My play is the over, if that makes sense.
Yep. I am in agreement, not officially, but I'm in agreement with you. I think if you're going to take the Chiefs, you don't take them at home, you take them on the road. And when they play on the road, they just score tons and tons of points. But also Bengals like to score a lot of points at home. So you have a little bit of that yin and yang going together and jiving with you. I think Joe Burrow and Pat Mahomes in primetime, game of the week on CBS, that is going to be an absolute electric show. Sans Josh Allen, sans Pat Mahomes. We need a little bit of that Burrow versus Mahomes type of situation too, and I think you could probably see it in this game. A lot of guys are questionable on the defense, on the offensive side for the Bengals. I'm not so concerned about the Joe Mixon situation because I think they have plenty of depth in the running back situation. But I want to see if Jamar Chase plays in this game. I think there's going to be a really key element, a key weapon in that to stretch out the KC defense as far as the passing defense is concerned. Give a little bit of less pressure, maybe a little bit more one-on-one with T. Higgins. That's the stuff I want to be able to see, but we'll see how that goes as we get closer to the end of the weekend. We'll see how. I mean, we're sitting at Thursday. Updates, he's still questionable. Same thing with Mixon. But I don't know if it's going to be one of those situations. You may have to wait on this line. But it's sitting right now at KC -2, I believe, -2.5. You can wait. You can wait, I think. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. But I like the over situation is something that even if those two guys don't play, I still like the over.
Right.
All right. So unless you want to, I know we talked about the Chargers and the Raiders a little bit.
Let's table that. I think let's table that because I think that'll be some good content for you, Shark, and the boys maybe this Sunday to go over. I will say on the record, I was leaning Raiders, but more to come on that.
Yep, I agree. Yeah. All right. We do have a few more picks for you. Outside of the NFL, we're gonna table the NFL now. We're going to talk a little college basketball. We're going to talk a little bit of college football. But first, let's go into some of our picks for the DadBodd's Capper Breakdown.
It is time for the DadBodd's Capper Breakdown.
Oh, yeah. DadBodd's Capper Breakdown brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzers. I'll start with you, Lock Bets.
Thank you very much, Guns. It is the beginning of basketball season, technically, right? No, I guess technically it feels like we're knee deep. I mean, I've been watching basketball in high school stadiums basically for the last 3 weeks on ESPN.
I'm watching. I got Texas and Creighton on the TV.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. At least that's got an actual arena. I was watching the Liberty game probably like 4 nights ago. And it was literally in a high school basketball stadium.
Speaking of Liberty, congrats to Hugh Freeze for the Auburn job.
Yes, but no Twitter. He can't be.
No strip clubs either for him. No prostitutes. Can't have them all. Can't have them all. No.
Just because you're leaving that good old Christian school doesn't mean you got to act like a
only
fool
for
now.
recruits. Only for recruits. Not for you.
Yes,
that's right.
What Hugh Freeze doesn't see won't kill him. Tonight, I am back in 2 fences. It's the UCLA Stanford game. And oh god, am I going in and out, or am I okay?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you're back. Go ahead.
All right. So 2 pretty shitty defenses. I've been finding a nice edge in the 60 to 65 range for over first half. This checks that box. We got UCLA first half over 64. I'm biting the bullet on this because earlier today I saw it at 62.5, but I still love it. I think these defenses are going to show their true colors. Going to be a lot of slop. I mean, when you hear the word sloppy, you usually don't like that, but I think the 3 ball is going to be getting let loose. Some really sloppy rebounding by the defense. Offensive boards all day. I like this game probably like 71 for the first half. So 64. Let's fucking go. We're going to do 1 full unit. Over 64 UCLA. 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, Guns. How you feeling?
I have a pick for you. And I'm going to take my glasses off for this one. Because I want the camera to look at me as I'm zoomed in. And I'm looking at the camera right now. Before I go into my analysis, I got to tell you something. There's a few teams out there in college football that I can't stand. And the reason why I can't stand them is statistically, in the position that they are in, they do not deserve to be in the position that they are in. And I'm sorry for the fans of the team that I offend by making this pick. But every time I watch them play, I see one, maybe two plays. If it changed in that direction, the game would have went entirely different and your season would be completely shot. And the team that I'm going to pick on tonight is the USC Trojans. Because I think they are going to lose the Pac-12 championship completely. Let's talk about the game because they're playing Utah. We have USC coming off back-to-back wins. Hard wins. I will give them that. They beat UCLA 48-45. They beat Notre Dame 38-27. They are sitting in a spot to go into the college football playoff. It's their spot when you're in. That's pretty much where they're at right now. Utah is coming off an easy win, almost like a bye week, playing Colorado 63-21 on the road, plus 447 net yard average in that game. Both of these teams played in week 7. Utah came up on top 43-42, dead even in net yards. So they played very even with one another. Utah was playing at home. Utah also likes to establish a run. They give up they put up 5.5 yards per carry on the ground, and they have the dual threat of all dual threats, multiple running backs with very spread production, but they also have a QB in Cameron Rising. They also pass the ball very well. 245 yards per game passing, 66.6 pass completion rate, 8 yards per attempt. Now, USC's defense has struggled stopping the run, 5.1 yards per carry, but they've been very exposed as of late in the passing game. They've allowed over 300 yards or more passing to their opponents in 5 out of their last 6 games. So this is kind of something that I think Utah can take advantage of in this game. Also, if you do the comparison of these two teams, Utah versus conference opponents, plus 16 point differential, plus 115 net yard average. USC versus conference opponents, plus 11 point differential, plus 93 net yard average. Last 4 games, Utah, plus 25 point differential, plus 209 net yard average. USC, last 4 games, plus 15 point differential, plus 121 net yard average. Now, take that with a grain of salt because USC has played better competition as of late. But when you look at them versus conference opponents, Utah has the edge, and they're sitting here as a dog. Utah is relaxed. Whether they win, lose, or draw this game, it's fine. They're great. But and also take into account that Utah has been in this game the last 3 seasons. They were here in 2021, 2020. There was no game. 2019, they were there. 2018, they were there. They lost all 3, but most of that was against Oregon. 2 of them was against Oregon. 1 was against Washington. This is a different team. Now you get to play against a USC team that may be able to get into a bowl. Come on now, folks. I'm going to be taking Utah plus 3, and it's a 3-unit special for me. I don't care about revenges. I know I play that a lot in my cards right now, but if you actually look at teams on revenge in a conference game, 23 and 23-1 against the spread. Coin flip. So that doesn't matter. I'm going to throw that out. I know Utah won the first one. They're going to win the second one too. Give me Utah plus 3. As I put
for the 1,000 viewers and listeners at home that are watching, listening, worldwide, across the globe, you cannot pay anybody for that analysis. You won't find that on ESPN, and certainly the bookmaker at the bodega won't give that to you. But on the DadBods, you get that. So don't be a silly goose. Don't be a fraud. Listen to the fucking boys. Guns, you flip-flopped my head. I think the initial thought was the narrative being Caleb Williams and the boys and the Heisman's already locked up and all that malarkey. But you just presented stats that are absolutely concrete, absolutely exclusive. And I wasn't listening because I was just locking in my wager. So I already hopped on board. I'm with you.
And by the way, this game is Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern
That's a
Standard Time.
lovely thing. That is a lovely thing.
Start that out, and then you get a full Saturday slate. If you want to see the rest of my plays, you have to go to the DadBodd's YouTube, DadBodd's Slack channel, link in my bio. Little plug there as well.
Hell yeah.
Well, we hit 50 minutes. We just dominated the NFL slate. We thought we would get to college, but we ran out of time here, folks.
We got a game going on.
Yeah, we got a game going on. I want to go check out my Patriots. Anything else you want to give to the people before we close out, Mr. Locke?
No. Make sure you tip your bartenders this weekend. They have been working hard. It's a holiday season. Service industry works extra fine for us. I know I will be. Also, make sure you give Punisher Picks a follow. His ice hockey has been en fuego. And not to mention the odds fellow crushing the NBA. Guns, I don't know about you, but I look at NBA bets and I'm like,
it's foreign. It's a foreign concept.
But he's up 10 units this month. Good for him.
Yes, but combined between the two of them, between NHL and NBA, in only exclusive to the Slack people, link in my bio, they are plus 30 units in the month of November. That's right, plus 30 units. So they're bringing the heat, they're bringing the fire.
We like talking football and stuff, but those guys aren't messing around. They're not messing around.
Yeah, unbeknownst to the people in public Twitter, I know most of you follow us. Follow those guys too, because they bring the fire as well. But that's going to do it for episode number 103. I'm going to go watch the Patriots. Check us out tomorrow, Shark and the Gun, on the DadBodd's YouTube channel. We're going to be hitting the absolute fire. All the picks for the conference championships, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday night. And also Sunday, the Circa Million Show on the DadBodd's YouTube channel. Check out all our damn content that we're going to be throwing out there. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. Make sure you carry the algorithm to everybody. But until next time, on episode number 104, we'll be talking a little bit more NFL probably. Till then, peace.